What's up everybody? So today's episode, we're going to be talking about Jiu-Jitsu.
First, I wanted to start and do something a little bit different, a little bit new last year, and it kind of all started from a couple of videos and a couple of people that I knew who had started a sport called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The truth is going from being an athlete, a professional athlete, to then just being retired and having a job, it just wasn't fulfilling enough for me. It wasn't sport that I hated, or it wasn't sport that made me feel anxious. It wasn't these things. It was my brain, and it was my relationship with sport due to everything that had kind of gone on in my previous sport.
With a harrowing report into the abuse of British gymnasts.
I fell out of love with it because of how people treated me and how my environment was and all the things that added up in there. So to have fallen in love with another sport, which is something I truly believe would never happen again, because I was so over sport in my mind. I was like, I don't want to do something professionally again. I didn't enjoy that environment. That nervous feeling was just sheer panic for me. But the idea of that I found something now that brings me joy, that is another sport that's good for me, that's high intensity, that's competitive, that's fucking, For me to actually find a sport that I enjoyed to the level where I would really like to get to a high level out of pure enjoyment and excitement of another sport. I haven't felt that in a very long time. It's been a while, but I know that in my brain, I think Jiu-Jitsu is an essential part of my year. It's gonna have to be. The fact that I started my year, the first day of the year, with a session at Unity doing jits, makes me feel really proud, because the past couple of years, my first day of January has been spent being hungover and not really doing a lot. I think the hardest part of all of this was the 5-year gap of not really knowing what to do with myself, because it was just like, well, I'm done with gym, now I don't want to do any sport. I'm just going to go to the gym and get wham and take care of myself, and that's that. Nothing else. I don't ever want to be in a competitive environment again. I don't ever want to compete again, because it made me feel awful back in the day. This feels different. This feels like something I can pursue and maybe have the mentality of being an incredible jits, or whatever you'd call it. I don't know, incredible at the sport. But if I don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm enjoying it, right? Like, I just enjoy going and training for not really a lot of purpose other than because it's fucking fun. I think for me, this year is going to be a year of making myself uncomfortable. I definitely would like to compete at Jits at some point this year, and the nearest date is May in the Essex Open, which, I mean, that feels scary, that. I'm not really sure how I'm going to react to these nerves, but I just know to my core that they're so different from gym. I mean, it feels scary because in a sense it is kind of, it's fighting, it's wrestling. In another sense, it feels really exciting to me because I can see what I'm capable of. And my approach to any competition as an adult now, if I go for this Essex Open or not, isn't to bust my balls. It's not to burn out and train harder and more. It's to actually to be more mindful of my body and what my body needs. It's already been through a lot. I think with that comes my brain having to shift into a more intentional side of training, understanding that some days I'm not going to be quite as good as the others, or that I might be sore, so maybe I should probably not turn up, or take it easy, go gym, do something else, because there are plenty of other things that I can do that won't jeopardize, my general well-being for a tournament that realistically it isn't a big deal, doesn't really matter. It's more because I want to give it a crack. Understanding that my focus just shouldn't shift. I should be going for one reason and one reason only, and that is the defining reason as to why I started and why I keep going right now. And that's because I enjoy it.
Hello guys. So I want to do a quick explanation of what this video and why it came about, and realistically, I know it seems really dramatic, and it's because it is. Although these statements that I put in this video are actually kind of true about jits and what I want to do, and the expectation I have of myself, it is all true. I know I say this every time, but I am definitely getting into a headspace of doing more of the YouTube stuff again, just because I feel like I have something to film now, which sounds ridiculous, but it is what it is. Here we are. It's gonna be a bit more general life and jits. So, I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, I really appreciate you. Yeah man, make every day count and enjoy life. We're gonna bring it back, I've decided. I miss saying it, so yeah, thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.